It's your Chemistry Diva here, live in the studio with Informa's video blog series called What's In. Join me.
It's trending news from the cutting edge. What's up? What's new?
What's in
With the Diva.
the Chemistry Diva?
As we move forward from an innovation standpoint as it relates to technology, what are the things you're doing? What are the things that you're seeing to kind of help us move that forward?
Well, first of all, just being excited about mobile in general keeps you in tune with what's out there. You have to know what's available to you and just have that fire just to so when there's a keynote, Apple does a keynote or Android does a keynote, you can't wait to get your hands on a device to program into whatever it is that's being made available.
Can you share with our audience a little bit of some of the behind the scenes things that you're working on that you could share as a sneak peek for us to whet our appetites?
Sure. So what I've actually been doing is trying to dive in deep into some of the e-learning tools that's been out there. I've been looking at things like Tin Can API and some of the tools that's just been kind of out there for years, including I've looked into Storyline and some of the ways that some of this architecture is laid out and how it's used. So I actually have a solution that will integrate with something like Storyline. We'll just dynamically look at the file, dynamically generate a table of contents, dynamically let you load things into it and switch between things natively. So this is a big deal. It's not.
So they can store videos and audio files and animations, interactivities,
you can store
all kinds of content.
It's completely dynamic, let you load into it, and the container that loads this is looking at Storyline files as a type. It doesn't care what it is. It's gonna, even if you had a new type a year from now, it's completely scalable. So the app will look at that as a content type and allow you to even swipe between Storyline, PDF, maybe some new e-learning course, and this container is intelligent enough to work on and offline, sync down data, and you can share and set relationships between these content types. So this is really it hasn't been done. It just hasn't. There's a lot that goes into how Storyline is integrated, and some of these APIs that are getting redeveloped are because of some of the things we mentioned earlier, which is has to get redeveloped because why? The data wasn't split from the user interface before. So now the API has to get redeveloped so that it's easier to and more scalable for many people to tap into it. So just looking at that, our solution is already going to be prepared with hooks that can just plug into any API because the data is separated from the UI, and now it's also looking at what you load into it as a content type. Doesn't care what it is, and so that means the solution that I'm developing is more future proof.
You've had an opportunity to sort of take a step back with Informa and really design from the ground up to make sure you've really kind of thought about everything.
Originally, I was just looking at everything, all ebook and learning tools, and then I had to say, what can I bring to the table, and how can I better integrate what they're trying to do? When we have clients with needs, we can look in our toolbox and say, okay, we've solved that. We've nailed it, and because now we have the fundamental tools, we can build rich applications quicker. It's harder to build a proper solution.
Than it is to.
It's much harder. It doesn't necessarily mean just because something's harder doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
Right.
That's
going to be your motto from now on.
Yeah, quite possibly, but I know that the easy way out. You take the easy way out, and then
there's consequences.
Yes, as a developer, I'm gonna look at that and be like, you're not fooling me. And it's just like we want it to be good. We know that they're solid, they're proven. When we put all those building blocks together and we deliver a product, we deliver something that the client will love.
Will love, and you can stand behind that.
Yeah, I want to be able to. That's the main thing, is I want to be able to stand behind it.
I mean, your passion really comes out, and really appreciate you taking the time with me today, and definitely come back to the studio and chat with the Chemistry Diva next time.
Well, sure, I'm just going to go catch my personal flight. And
And that's a wrap. Your Chemistry Diva signing off for now. Be sure to stay connected with What's In at informatp.com.